Hey guys, welcome back to Embers and Ash. My name's Ashley, if you didn't know, and today we're talking all about first birthday parties. So Rook is not quite, but almost a year and a half, so it feels a little late doing this, but after the fact, I realized that I learned some stuff on how to enjoy my child's first birthday, so I want to share that with you. First birthdays have a lot of pressure associated with them. I don't know why, especially when your child isn't actually going to be even enjoying the party. Not enjoying, but like they don't know what's going on. They don't know it's their party. They are fine just playing with people and toys. They wouldn't know the difference between having friends and family over just to play versus an extravagant birthday party, right? But I don't know, I'm not going to deep dive into it. Maybe it's something to do with feeling like if you don't put 100% effort in, you're not like as good of a mom. Anyways, I want to share some tips and tricks that I have and hopefully they can help you out. So the first tip I have, and it's probably easier said than done, but don't put so much pressure on decorations. Some people go all out either financially or energy-wise, like you're making all these DIY projects, and if that is what makes you thrive, for sure, go ahead and do that. But don't do it just because you're comparing yourself to other moms who have done that. Like, that doesn't mean you have to have no decorations. I put some stuff up. I did a lot of stuff last minute just because the day before I was actually getting excited about it and I wanted to do a little bit more. But like, your guests aren't gonna care, your child isn't gonna care. So if it's too overwhelming, then just like take it back a notch. The second tip I have, I actually last minute decided that, I didn't even decide it, I just started doing it at the party, and that is to open gifts individually with the gift giver. Again, I don't know why I just started doing this, but I think I just didn't want like a big event of my child trying and not successfully opening presents because again, he doesn't know what's going on. And I know some people like don't even care to see a child try and open gifts for a long extended period of time. So as the afternoon went on, I would go up to someone who has a gift and we would open them with Rook, and it was more interactive. I thought it was better, more personal, and it was less pressure on everyone. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it that way. I mean, in the future, I'm not saying we're always going to do that because when Rook is older, I'm sure he'll enjoy like the big event of opening all the presents, but it was nice for the first birthday. Okay, so this next one's a little controversial, but pick a birthday theme that you're excited about, not necessarily your child is. And that's not to try and take away from your child's birthday, but again, they don't know what's going on, they don't care what the theme is, so pick something that you're excited about. That could still be like, what do people do? Like One Bee or Wild One. Like, you can still do those kid themes if you're excited about it, but I got a little bit of hate for this. We did a beer themed first birthday because it was more enjoyable for the guests and then everyone's having a better time. And again, Rook didn't care. It's not like we were feeding him beer. Like, it was just like a fun, goofy idea, you know? And like, we really enjoyed it. Next up, one of the more stressful aspects I think is cleanup. And so to try and minimize that, we did not use, for the most part, we didn't use any of our like plates, serving, but we used some serving bowls, but like plates and cutlery stayed in the drawers. So I would highly recommend opting for single-use plates and utensils. Yes, it's not the most sustainable, but you can get paper plates and paper utensils and then just recycle them, and then you don't have to worry about that. It's just at the end of a long party, the last thing I want to do is clean up, so anything I can do to streamline that, highly recommend. As for gifts, I've already touched on in a previous video about, I think it was gifts for first birthday. I touched on like gift suggestions and that, but something I think I'm going to be doing moving forward is leaving it pretty open to what people want to give Rook, but I want to ask people to not gift big gifts. And I'm adding this in because I think a lot of people are in the same boat as me, where you don't have a very large house. I don't have a small house, but you know, Rook has his room and more children will eventually be added to it, so I can't have like a kitchen play set or one of those pillow fort things, or there's so many things I would love to get for Rook to like make a whole playroom for him, but we just don't have the space. So I would suggest, if you're in the same boat, make sure you specify not to get larger gifts, because people love being generous and that's super, super nice, but sometimes it just like doesn't work out. On that note, I would personally suggest, you may disagree, I suggest putting no pressure on your guests to bring gifts. Again, this is the first birthday. Rook doesn't know what's going on. Your child doesn't know what's going on. In future years, they're gonna be present obsessed, so why not take a year off? Even in the future though, I'm sure I'm not gonna like pressure people to bring gifts, but I really wanted to emphasize, if you don't wanna bring one, don't. It doesn't matter. It's fine. He has enough stuff. You know, people still brought stuff and that was very nice of them. And I feel like it's just less pressure on the party itself, so your guests will have a better time. Or if someone like lost track of time and forgot to buy one, but they meant to, it's like no sweat, everything's cool. Yeah. And lastly, this was the biggest mistake, I guess it's a mistake, that I made, and that was be aware of how many guests you're inviting for your size of space. This was the first party we were hosting in our house, and the first time we could really host something, because at our old place it was a lot smaller and just the layout didn't work as well, so we never really held anything at our place. But here I was like, we have space, let's invite, I think we invited like 30 people. No, it wasn't that many. It felt like that though. Like we can host, I think 7 people comfortably. And I assumed people would go outside to like spread it out, but it was so hot out, so everyone wanted to stay inside. Eventually people trickled outside and hung out under the tree, so it was fine, but it really took away from it being a nice, enjoyable, relaxing time because it was so loud, it was so squishy. I would have much rather had like a party with family and a party with friends. Well, I would much rather not do 2 parties. That's why I did it all at once. But yeah, just be aware of how many people you invite, because if there's too many people, you can really like take away from the enjoyment. Yeah. Okay, those are all the tips I have for you guys. I hope this helps you out. You really should do your best to try and enjoy the party, because otherwise, what's the point? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.